Hi guys, welcome to the Daily Dose. It is Friday, April 17th, 2026. I want to talk about golf today. Yeah, we're about 5 days from the Masters, and I talked about the Masters' lack of commercials, the sparse commercials that we dare to dream could happen in the NBA or NFL or college basketball or college football. Today, we're moving away from the PGA Tour. I want to talk about the LIV Tour. There's rumors, not rumors, that report from the Financial Times, well-regarded newspaper in England, to say that the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the PIF, which has been funding the LIV Tour the past several years to the tune of $6 billion in reports, is going to stop funding it. It's going to fall out after this season. That's what we're hearing. Now, of course, LIV has said no, and LIV has said business as usual, which makes sense. There's 9 tournaments left this year. They played 4. There's one going on now in Mexico City. And of course, they're going to say business as usual. They're not going to wind down at least till the end of the year. But there was a strategy report put out by the PIF for 2026 to 2030. It had a lot of things in there, but not LIV. And they pulled out of owning a good percentage of Al Hilal, which is a soccer team that the PIF had invested in. So what we're seeing is a diversification of resources and portfolio from LIV Tour, from the Saudi Public Investment Fund, that could bode the end of the LIV Tour. What does this mean on the broader scale? Well, nothing's going to happen this year, as we said. We're still going to have Bryson DeChambeau and Phil Mickelson and Sergio Garcia and Jon Rahm and Dustin Johnson on the tour that's not the PGA Tour. But we'll see about the future. That remains to be seen. And if LIV does come to a final end after the season, will those guys be allowed back in? Will they be allowed back in after a certain amount of time? Will they be allowed back into the PGA Tour with a stiff financial penalty? All those things we have to see. But we have talked about LIV Tour for a long time, and I saw it up close for a couple tournaments a couple years ago, and whether it could coexist. And it seemed like it had, and it seemed like it was fine poaching all these great golfers like Rahm and DeChambeau, but now we always thought the funding would be unlimited, and now it seems like it's not. So with limited funding and with lack of funding, it may just go away. Again, this is premature, but it seems like we may end up with a winner in the LIV PGA game that's been going on now for several years after a quote-unquote merger in 2023, where we just end up with the PGA Tour and these guys somehow coming back if they're allowed. So big news in golf. Nothing's going to happen soon, but we may end up without competing tours in about a year.